All right, here's part 2 of our review, starting at number 11. So here we're given all this information. We're told that the number of visits are represented by X and the number of clicks to this website is represented by Y. This says, based on the table, what is the prediction of the number of clicks of the advertisement if 1,500 people visit the site? So what are we being asked? What is the prediction of the number of clicks? Number of clicks, Y. And then it says if 1,500 people visit the website, so that means 1,500 people that is our X. And the only way we can figure out Y given X is we need to find the equation, right? So we're going to do that in stat. Put this in stat. A lot of times you see a table, put it in stat. So go to stat, enter, and in L1, we're typing in 153,629. We're going to plug in all of them. 471, 914, 307, 1045, 510, 1106. And then in L2, we're plugging in our Ys, 14, 38, 30, 53, 21, 60, 32, 63. All right, so we plugged all these in, press stat, go over to calc, 4, and then enter. And the equation is Y equals 0.052x plus 5.539. I just rounded to the nearest 3. All right, now that we have that, we can plug in for our X, right? This 1,500. And we're looking for our Y. So what would that look like when we plug it in? Well, we're going to clear this, and then we're going to type in 0.052, but now in parentheses, put your 1,500, because that's X, plus 5.539, right? So, and then when we press enter, it's going to give us our Y. So we type that in, 0.052, parentheses 1,500, close parentheses 5.539, and it gives us 432.042. So what did we miss? I see. I forgot to put the addition sign, guys. I apologize. So mistakes happen, doesn't it? So we're going to come over here and just insert by pressing second delete. We're going to insert an addition sign, and now we're going to get the right answer, which is 83.5, close to H. There we go. All right. So, all right, now let's go to 12. It says the graph of the linear function is shown. Which equation is best represented by this graph? Well, we see these equations, that's in point slope form. So that means we need to find the slope and then see which point is on the graph. So what we're going to do, let's take 2 points from this graph. Let's say I take this point here. And let's say I take another point here. All right, so I chose my 2 points. This point here is -7, -8. And this point here is 0, -3. I'm going to put that in a table. And I'm going to find the slope in my calculator by going to stat. And that's -7, 0, and then -8, -3. And I'm going to press stat calc 4. I don't need the B, but I do need this A, which is 0.714. And in my calculator, if I do 7 over 5, which is the slope for A and B, that's 1.4. But 5 over 7 is the 0.714. So I know my answer choices are not A or B, it's between C and D. And if you don't know anything else, pray and choose one. But I think we know a little bit better. It's telling us here if we know point slope form, right? Which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We already know the slope is 5/7. That's settled. But our x1 here is the opposite of 7. And our y1 is the opposite of 2. Is -7, 2 on the graph? Nope, it's not on the line. But this is saying that we have 7, 2 as a point. Is 7, 2 a point? And notice that it is, so the answer is D. Okay, our answer is D. Okay. So for this next one, we're talking about a system. We just finished talking about that, right? It says it's graphed here. Which system does the graph represent? Notice how the answer choice is already in y equals form. So all we got to do is use our calculator, go to y equals, and plug these answer choices in to figure out which one works. Now I'm doing a little observation. So what I notice is that this has a y-intercept of -4. This is a y-intercept of +4. So any equation that shows a y-intercept of something other than 4 and -4 shouldn't be, we shouldn't consider it. So that means F and H are out, because they show a y-intercept of -2. And clearly, that's not the case. So I'm going to take G here and put it in my calculator. So that'll be -x plus 4. And then 2x minus 4. Press graph. And notice how we're looking for an intersection over here in this left side. And right here, an intersection is on the right side. So this is not it. It's got to be J. We can prove that by just plugging it in the calculator, x plus 4. And then here is -2x minus 4. Press graph. And it confirms that it's J. All right, here we're given a table. It says based on the table, which is the equation. This is in slope-intercept form. So all we got to do is go to Stat, Edit, and L1. We're going to put the number of meals. So 1, 3, 6, 7. And in L2, we're going to put the amount of pet food remaining. So that's 21, 15, 6, 3. All right, and then go to Stat, Calc 4. And so you have -3x plus 24, which is F. Oh, we skipped 13, so we're going to do that now. It says the graph of the linear function passes through 1, -9, and has a slope of -3. What is the 0? 0 means x-intercept, right? So how are we going to figure that out? We need to use this here. We could use our calculator, but I think this will work. So if we go to 1, -9, put our point, then we have a slope of -3. So remember, that's over 1. So this is rise over run. So you go down 3, right 1. Now notice how we can't really go down because we're off the grid. So we're going to do the opposite. It still means -3. We're going to go up 3 and left 1. Okay. So up 3, left 1, up 3, left 1, up 3, left 1. And it looks like we have a 0 at -2, which is J. Okay, which is J. That is J. All right. So for 17, says the table shows a linear function x and y. What is the rate of change of y with respect to x? So rate of change means slope. Table, that means plug it in the calculator. So go to Stat. Make sure you clear out whatever's there. And we're going to put the x values here. And the y values are going to go into our L2. And then Stat Calc 4. And what do we know? but that our slope is negative 4.5. And if you plug this in, like clear it out, we know it's supposed to be negative 4.5. Negative 9 over 2 is negative 4.5, which is how we know our answer should be A. All right, it should be A. All right. So here in 18, it says, what is the solution to negative 6m plus 8 equals 4 times 17 minus m? Remember, we can go into our y's and plug this in. Let the left side be your y1 and the right side be your y2. So that becomes negative, parentheses, 6x plus 8, close parentheses. And then on the right side, 4 times 17 minus x, close parentheses. So when you do that, press graph. And it looks like we can't really see two equations, so we're going to zoom out and press enter. All right, we're seeing something a little better, but we're going to zoom out again to see if we can see better. It looks like we need to zoom out one more time to see the intersection, so we're going to do that. All right, now we can see the intersection, so we can press second trace 5. Enter, enter, enter. And it looks like our x is negative 38. So that's what our answer is here, negative 38. Of course, you can do this by hand. That is just fine, but we're not going to go through that. Number 19 says, which shows y is a function of x? Keyword, function. So that means x's can't cheat or repeat. So F is definitely showing x repeating. G is 2. Actually, H is not, so that's our answer. And here it's repeating, that's why that's not the answer. If we look here at 20, it says, what is the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the point 50 and is parallel, that means same slope, to this one? Now remember, this is slope-intercept form, so that means 1 over 2 is the slope. So anything that's not 1 over 2 can't be the answer because we need it to be parallel. If it's passing through the point 50, that is our x1, y1. So we could plug this into our point slope form, or just go in your calculator and check it. Put in 1.2x minus 6. And we're going to press second graph to see if the point 50 is there. And look, it is there, which means that A is our answer, not C. Okay. Let's do 16 real quick. It says that the graph of the linear function k passes through the points negative 7, 0 and 1, 8. Which one is true? First off, let's plot this. Negative 7, 0 is here. 1, 8 is here. So, says which one is true? Well, we can see if the slope is negative 4 over 3. But let's check some others. We can come back to this one because that's going to take a little work. The graph of k passes through the point negative 1, negative 8. Well, this is negative 1, negative 8 down here. That's not true for sure. The 0, which means x-intercept, is 7. Well, here's 7. The graph is not there, so that's not true. And then it says the x-intercept of the graph is negative 7. Well, yep, there's the graph. So this one is actually true, and we didn't even have to go try to find the slope. All right.